the next session, we have a pretty big dialogue. So I want to make sure that all the speakers get a chance to talk. We have Regina Campos, Ccarhuarupay, Marian Manga, Ana Lucero. So, sorry if I'm mispronouncing any of the names. Apologies. Cjuiro, Rossy, Condori, Macarena, Suca, Cristian, Morveli, from all of them from GAL Center and MapImpact. They're all university students developing the mapping project in times of the pandemic. So I just want to make sure that we have all of you guys here in the room, but please take it away.
Hi, Edgar. Yes, we are five now.
Oh, great.
Yes. Thank you so much. So, hi everyone. I didn't. Okay. Can we start it? Hi everyone. My name is Regina, and I'm the leader of MapImpact project. In this talk, we will share with you our experience and challenges developing mapping projects with university students through this year. That's why today I'm with 4 students of the National University San Antonio Abad of Cusco, where this project have been developed. So can you go to the next slide, please? Thank you. So before starting, we would like to know where are you from and how would you describe your first experience as a mapper? Because for almost all our community, this project was their first experience as mappers. So it will be wonderful for us to know how you feel about it too. You could answer both questions in menti.com using this code on the screen, and we will share with you the answers at the end of this talk. The next one, please. Okay, let's talk about the context. We live in Cusco, Peru. Here, every day we face a lot of different problems, and we think that technologies could help us to understand and find some solutions to these problems. Nonetheless, in schools and universities, students usually don't use technology as tools to find solutions. So that's why, next one, please. That's why we created a MapImpact, which is a project that aims to students learn how to use new technologies, mainly digital maps, to investigate social issues. In the screen, you can see how was planned MapImpact for this year, but the lockdown made us impossible to work with high schools, so we just worked with one university where we created the first Youth Mapper chapter in Peru. Its name is QosqoMappers. The next one, please. Thank you. As part of QosqoMappers Unsaac, 20 students developed 5 projects in these issues: sustainable transport, mental health and education, waste segregation, agriculture and economy, and work placement for people with disabilities. Below, I leave you with 4 of the students leaders of this project. I think that goes Marian. Next one, please.
Hi. Hi everyone, my name is Marian and I am the leader of the Sustainable Transport Bike project. At the beginning, our project was going to be about other subject. However, the current state of emergency in our country has forced us to choose a more accessible subject. The COVID-19 pandemic has changed the way we move and travel. Now we have to avoid being very close to other people and to minimize public transport. Nonetheless, it encourages other practices such as the bicycle. This new way of transport has shown us something clearly. Our country has a deficit of adapting itself to new sustainable ways of transportation. In Peru, there are no safety byways, and Cusco City is not a exception. In our project, we collect data about the most principal byways gone over in Cusco during this pandemic. We obtain this data through a survey of 13 cyclists. Then we create a map supported by MapImpact, including these byways they are. First, Avenida La Cultura byway. This is the biggest byway and the most implemented as well, for it has now an exclusive lane for cyclists. Second, Velasco Tete route. 3, Santiago route. And 4, Sacsayhuaman route. We found that these spaces don't have signet, parking lots, and adequate infrastructure to ensure the safety of cyclists. We also made an infographic which shows information about the law number 131936. It encourages and regulates the use of bicycles as a sustainable way of transportation. This infographic also has the data we obtained through our surveys. On the other side, the magazine Ideario published an article with the details of our project. This is the work made by our team. And as Marja just said in Elogio a la Bicicleta, to ride a bicycle is to be human. Thanks.
Thank you. The next one, please. Okay, it's Ana Lucero here. Hola, Ana Lucero, ¿estás por allí?
I think we might not have Ana Lucero today.
Oh,
I can
okay,
see her on the participants.
okay. And here is Rossy. I don't know if she's now. Okay, well, I can explain their projects here.
Yeah, please go ahead, Regina.
Thank you. So go to the slide before this one. Thank you. Okay, this is a project leading by Ana Lucero, a student of Laos here in Cusco. Thanks to their project, they were able to identify the factors that influence on the academic performance and mental health in university students during this year in the lockdown. Some of the factors that they found were the social economic factor, the alimentation, and the psychological factor. This last one was very important because it showed them that a big percentage of students have been visited as psychologists during this time. So they decided to map the medical centers where they could find psychological attention. And they also included some details as the type of the service provided in these establishments. And all the data of their project was in a map in MapHub. Finally, they could confirm that there were places where you can have a personal monitoring and others that just promote the mental health. Their main challenge was the context in which they carried out the rich and contrasted information, because it was difficult for them to check the information and to collect the data about the type of services provided to the students. It happened because they couldn't go out into the field, so they had to adapt the project and use other online service. The next one, please. Okay, this is the project of waste segregation in Sicuani. This is very little city out of the city of Cusco. Their project focuses on the issue of solid waste management, and as part of their project, they made an analysis of the current situation about this issue. They created a map where they identified the critical points, which are places where they didn't find garbage containers, and also places where there is just one that it's not enough for all the trash that people produce. After that, they achieve this using tools as online service and digital maps. After that, they did the analysis of the data collected, and they created a map using MapHub. In this second map, they proposed the implementation of green points to improve the waste segregation in Sicuani. The main challenge for this team was to collect necessary information due to the lockdown. Basically, they couldn't go out into the field to see how was the situation of the garbage on the streets. Okay, the next one, please. I don't know if Macarena, ¿estás aquí?
Yes, I am. Well, hi, my name is Macarena and I am the leader of agriculture and economy in Machacamarca team. Machacamarca is a community located in a rural area of Cusco. And considering that a great majority of rural areas depend economically on income from agricultural activities, thanks to this project, I was able to identify and map the section of the Salca irrigation channel, as well as other areas that are benefiting from it. This irrigation channel was done in order to improve the distribution of the water in all the community. The map we did also describe the productive orientation of the areas identified, so you would be able to find that mostly of the farmland is oriented to corn. What was the main challenge? One of the first challenges I faced was the communication with my team and the other leaders. We needed to be in contact because we didn't know how to use all the digital tools, and each team had to use one different apply to their issue. So we had to make a lot of team coordination to settle on a date for a workshop. Also, other challenge I faced was adapting the original idea of the project to one more feasible due to the lockdown. But maybe the hardest challenge was the mapping itself, since there were stretches of channels that in the map were seen as lines that were confused with small paths. So I had to do a field mapping. However, it was a very pleasant and outdoor job. Thanks.
Thank you. And the last one, please. The next one. This is the last project. It was leadered by a student of administration. And as part of this project, their team was managed to map some public and private institutions that work with people with disabilities. These establishments give talks about employability, have a job boards, and help people with disabilities to find employment. They also map inclusive schools and identify some ramps in the city for people with physical disabilities. The main challenge of this group was to adapt to the use of technological tools because face-to-face and virtual communications are not the same. So they also had to change the objective of this project to so that results could be obtained remotely. And that's all. That's the 5 projects that we developed through this year. Thank you guys, and now I will share some answers that we collected in Menti. Thank you everyone that I will share now my, yes, thank you. Thank you to everyone who could answer. Oh. Let me know if you can see, please.
We
Okay.
can see your screen, yeah.
Thank you. So we have some answers here. There are people from Baltimore, Tanzania, Mexico, Germany, Kinshasa. Thank you so much. I don't know where is this, and Peru, obviously. uh, the most important thing is here. I don't know. It's not following. Oh no. I will. Okay, here. In one phrase, how would you describe your first experience as a mapper? Some said fun and little scary. Yes, I think it was like that, like this for every one of us. Prudent and worried. Funny, yes, it's funny too. Fun. It was a mapathon, and everyone was welcoming, and it felt nice to be part of something bigger. Yes, it is something very special for us to do something that can impact in our society. Amazing, great. I hear some interesting there. I began as a volunteer learning. I can speak. Okay. Let me change it. lonely and frustrating, getting luck to work on a very low budget without any clue about the other options available. I think that it's frustrating too because sometimes we didn't have the note. Maybe we didn't know enough to do something bigger or better or to do something deeper in our project. So I think that it's sometimes frustrating and a little daunting to make the first edit. Yes, maybe uh, Marian or Macarena, could you please uh, also share your experience just a little bit? Me lo pueden decir en español y yo les ayudo.
Ok, fue una experiencia muy nueva para nosotros, como menciona Regina, en las escuelas, en las universidades no nos incentivan tanto a usar herramientas digitales, sino que más bien es un poco más teórico, no tanto práctico. Entonces la experiencia de mapeo fue algo nuevo para nosotros. Utilizar esto para generar un cambio social o al menos generar otro impacto dentro de nuestra sociedad que está acostumbrada a algo diferente, es siempre bueno hacer algo diferente e innovador para todos.
So Marian is
Okay.
saying that it was a relatively new experience for them, that universities in the area are not usually used to promoting the use of digital tools. And that's why it was sort of challenging and a relatively new experience for them. And in terms of impact, I think she was saying that it's always very rewarding to do a project that has some impact in the local community. Did I miss something, Regina?
No, no, you did it better than me. Thank you. And maybe Macarena.
Sí, gracias. Bueno, realmente sí fue una hermosa experiencia y sobre todo poder colaborar con alguna investigación, en particular en mi comunidad, y quizá aportar también de alguna manera en plantear ideas innovadoras también, quizá para plantear políticas públicas en la zona donde yo vivo. Entonces fue una experiencia muy linda y en tiempos de pandemia más aún todavía porque pude aprovechar mi tiempo usando herramientas digitales y realmente también poder aportar en algo en mi comunidad. Gracias.
So Macarena is saying that it was a beautiful experience for her because she was able to bring her academic and research experience to her community and have a local impact with all these tools to have a project that would have that would generate information for policy development. So it was very rewarding to have a project in her local community. And she's saying thank you all for listening.
Thank you so much. And maybe if you have some questions, we will be very happy to answer you.
I'm not sure how we're doing with time. I know the other room was also a little bit behind on time. Please, if you guys have any questions for this dialogue, drop them in the chat and we can see if we can get to some of them. I want to thank you all for participating in this session from MapImpact. Please pass along or thanks also to your fellow students. It's honestly amazing to see everything you've done. It's such a diverse set of interesting projects, and I'm very much looking forward to read more about them. Thank you again for participating.
Thank you so much.
We're gonna be jumping into the main room. There we're gonna have the closing remarks. We're gonna have George Roeder. He's the expert in resident Ripple Works, and our executive director Tyler Radford give us the final remarks for this summit. Thank you all for bearing with me with the time management, and thank you for participating in this room. The link is on the chat. Please make sure that you jump into the next room so that you can hear the final remarks. And just a quick reminder that all of these sessions are going to be recorded and are going to be available very shortly. So in case you missed something in the other rooms, please make sure that you're checking them afterwards. Thank you, and I'll see you in the other room.